for the second half. And this carries into the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They had a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Tackle made there by Budda Baker.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Jones now from the gun on third down. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think can absorb that contact.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. He'll let it go deep for Foster. Oh, and two are going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked up by Mike Hughes.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out a little bit inside. I think that's why he came out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
Throwing Jones, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
He's airing it out for Williams. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier McKinney, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman that time. And it's second down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some block.
In the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings' 19-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Steelers.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off down at the 2. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. We are headed to the 4th here on Thanksgiving night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory. You got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun, Jones. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed the quarterback in the midst of a streak like this. And
oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And that's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Vikings on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty. And if this drive can get wings, it's 4th down.
So that one will be accepted. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. And to give this time to the tailback. He's going to have the 1st down past the 20. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 72 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And he'll give it here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 22-yard line.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Flushed out right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long circuit of hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Tua going to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this from 39. And this one is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
His throw is going to be incomplete. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get 1st downs and eat away at the clock.
13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Jones. And this is going to be an incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And the man is Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Herb Smith Jr., his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. That's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I thought, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. The kicker here, it's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Open man is Ayuk, complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play on 3rd there for the Steelers. And even 40 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Going to the air. Tagovailoa under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. So look at this. They'll go for a field goal now to get within a score. This to get it back to a one-score game. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And they were really helped by their defense.